Well, the mishap we had a customer come in and I was showing the job off to the customer, so we had already handled the pivots and was acquainted with the job and everything. But he was grabbing his job and he was holding a box and he didn't see his foot, and he stepped on the foot of this, and this came on over, swung in front of him and clipped the mill over there, and the impact when it hit the mill created a crack across the upright right here. Now I'm going to go ahead and prep this on out here, and we're going to do a braze repair and bring the integrity back to the leg here, and then we're going to get back to our bushings, which I was almost done with this job. It's a mishap, you know. The look on both of our faces when it happened is understatement by any means there. He said, "What, am I banned from your shop for the rest of my life now?" And I just, accidents do happen. Unfortunately, we did have the mishap, and now we've got to go ahead and bring the integrity of the leg back. It's got to be a stout, strong, solid leg, because it's got to match and be rigid and firm. The cast repair is going to do that. I mean, the bronze brazing job will bring the integrity back to the cast material, and it should be a good fix. But it wasn't necessary if the accident didn't happen, and so we're going to go ahead and we're going to start prepping this out, and we're going to get going with the repair so we can still get this job out at a reasonable time. Alright, we got this in a table. We needle gunned all the material away from here, and also we needle gunned in the in this arch in here, because we're gonna be flooding some heat underneath this. We're not gonna try to get all of this paint off of here right now, but we're gonna be able to heat some of this right here so we can expand that section there, and this is gonna be heated up over here. The only way that this is gonna really be a sufficient repair is if this is 100% penetration. So we're going to get our grinder in here, and we're going to actually get in and grind it open on the outside where it's most accessible to do a sufficient weld, and we're going to leave the inside barely touching in here, and then we can go ahead and braze it from the other side, and then come back in and just barely hit over on the inside, because this is really the outside when you look at the thing assembled, and we've got to finish this all off so it'll be 100% full casting shape. So that this little round rib here will be shaped in, it'll be flat in here, you know, there won't be any sign of any braze in this section here. But by putting a full penetration on the outside, we're going to be easy access, so that there should be just good flowing action with the braze, and that's what we're going to be looking for. But we do have to get this up to a uniform heat. We're going to be flooding the tabletop with heat, and we're going to be absorbing the mass of heat right into that table. And then when we're all done, we'll be able to blanket it and the table, and we're going to let it cool down very, very slowly. So I'm going to get on to grinding and prepping this out, and we'll bring you back in when we get ready to braze this up. Alright, we're pretty well set up here. We got our flux, we got the rod we're going to work with. Alright, and we're prepped out. We've got it ground down on these two sides here where we're almost all the way through. And we're going to leave it on this side right here. Now we're going to just start flooding some heat in this whole part. And that'll be step one. Don't be in a hurry. got the door open. A lot of ventilation because we're going to have to smoke off of this. This is not a sandblasted and clean part. Our area is completely clean. Crack open up just from heating up this web right here. It's all expanding. That's why you don't want to just go right forward and attach right onto the braid itself. You'll contract it and end up cracking it somewhere else. Bring you in so you can watch that crack right there. See how it's already opened up? Best chance of success is to heat up everything around it, heat it up slowly, cool it down slowly. I gotta go get my temp stick here. First one is 200. We got about 550 up here, and then we're about 300 in this area here, and we're down to, we got like 200 back there. We don't want to get too much more back there. We're starting to split the split line, so we're comfortable as far as the expansion here. Now we're going to start localizing this temperature right in here, so we can get this up to a preheat for the actual blazing. And our table's pretty hot, keeping the heat flooding in there. I'm draping that back there so no coolness or temperature drops back there. We're going to be keeping that temperature in there. Alright, now we're dipping our flux. And we can roll the flux right in here. That way the flux rolls right down into that crack. See how glossy it is? What you want. Then it starts shaking right away, like puddles in, like the flood. Then it starts working the droplets right in front of it. Alright, it flowed out all the way around, both sides, all the way. Warm. Don't let that temperature drop. Okay, while we're at it, we're going to get this inside here. That's why we got the ventilation going. You don't want to be breathing that shit in. Now you can go vertical too. Just like any vertical wallowed, you're catching your little puddle of your feed there. With it on its side here, we're going to hit this little valley right here. We're just going to flow out a little bit in here. Alright, now we're going to go for this across the top here. And you can see that flush is already flowing from the other side. You want to make sure you're in the camera there. Not getting in there and getting it 100%, it's going to fail. Or you lose the best chance of it failing. Working like grip tackle almost. When it comes to build-ups, it's better to be looking at it than looking for it. There's some time to clean it up. Alright, got a little bit right here on the top here. Alright, now back to the flat. I'm happy with that. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to blanket this whole thing up. One more look at that if you want to see that real close. All right. Okay, this is where we cross our fingers and we wait till tomorrow morning. Alright, good morning everybody. Well, let's see what we got. That's very nice. Alright, we're going to get in here with a wire wheel and we're going to shape this on out all the way around. Alright, we finished off the brazing, all smooth to the contour, shaped it all out. Now we're just taking the needle gun and we're putting little tiny dents and imperfections all throughout the brazing, because cast iron is very, very coarse and has an uneven surface, and so by having a stripe or a break fit repair coming along here, that surface has got to somewhat match the rest of it. Of course, this is going to get sandblasted too, so this is going to actually, the rest of this will start getting smoothed out as well. Alright, and there's our repair. Okay, we're going to take the first bushing and put it right in there. And it's a slight press fit, so it's got to go down in there. Now what we're going to do is, before we go any farther, in case we have to take a little bit out of the middle or whatever, we make sure we got a good fit there. Alright, now we put on the cap, and we had 2 punch marks there, 2 punch marks there, so that's match marked. Now we can drop these in. Okay, now we got the top on. We make sure that this fits again. It fits nice. Alright, we're going to check the fit of the other one, then we're going to go ahead and we're going to drill down through here for the oil hole, and then we're going to go ahead and drill next to it on the side here for an anti-rotation. Even though we've got that well of a press fit in there, we just want to make sure that it locates or doesn't spin over the years of wear. Alright. Alright, we got our legs here and we're doing the last two operations, and that's put a hole through for the grease to go through. We tapped these out for a Zerk fitting on the top. Was a choice. And we're going to go ahead and take our transfer punch here, and we're just coming in and locating somewhere in the center there. Cranking up and down now. And we are lined up. Alright, we're coming right in the middle there. We're going to use 3/16 drill, and then we're going to come up here and we're going to put a 3/16 hole in there, and we're going to use a 3/16 roll pin, 1/2 inch long. Is going to come in and it's going to lock into the bushing in that location, and it will support it from anti-rotation. I mean, this has got 2000s press on here. I don't think it's ever going to spin. We're putting this in here to make sure that this bushing does not drift in and out or rotate, so that the grease hole that will be maintenance anytime a maintenance man puts a ladder and climbs up on the outside of the building and reaches in and actually maintenance the pivots on this. There is no internal walkway up to this bell tower and no access from inside the building, so this is going to be a long duration between maintenance, and we give them the Zerk fitting for the option to lubricate these points. That's the center of the hole there. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to drop it down. Let's see what we got. Drop it down about 9/16 of an inch there. go ahead and we're going to put in the other one. The roll pin or spring pin will press into there, but we want to pop the cap off, and we're going to give clearance on the bronze sleeve so that this will easily set down and locate that sleeve. And we'll do that operation by hand. Alright, just if you were wondering how I squared up the other one, I hold it down with the one toe clamp and a nut right in the center with a T-nut in a slot here. But I measure out from the edge of the table out to the bottom side of the foot, and the other one was like 17 7/8 and 17 3/4 when I first started, and ended up being somewhere in there. This is 17 1/2, and this side here is 17 3/8. We'll bump it out to 17 7/16, and we're at 17 3/8, a little bit under 7/16, because it does rock when you do that. Okay, and okay, both sides here, we're just covering the line on the 17 3/8, and we're going to call that square to the table, squaring up. Alright, now we tighten this down, and all we do is we take our transfer punch. My transfer punch is fairly new and good straight, and that's all we did was put this in here, and we're going to go ahead and crank this back up to 9/16 of an inch. We should be pretty close to being in there. Where we were anyway, somewhere right in there. Alright, and looks pretty close up and down. A little bit off side to side, we bring this in. Looks pretty good. Another look at up and down. And right in there. Alright, now same as before. Alright, we'll set these two up on the floor. We're going to take the top cap off, and we're going to go ahead and just run by hand a clearance hole down through that bronze bushing, and tap in the roll pin and lightly screw in the Zerk fitting, and we're ready to assemble it, and this job is done and ready to be picked up by the customer. Alright, nice. I like that. Okay, and these are just temporary bolts, and we're going to pass these along with the item, so you can have the other one sandblasted, the original bolt sandblasted. And then the final touch is just a zerk fitting. These holes were on the verge of almost not having enough to put in for the zerk, but they will screw in there and be able to give it a shot of grease there. And recheck the trunnion. Yep. Alright, we're going to go ahead and do the other one, and we'll be ready to bolt the yoke back together. Well, I thought I'd give you a glimpse of what this looks like all put together before it's picked up from here. Now it'll be taken on over for somebody will sandblast it and clean it up and get it repainted and ready to put back together. The bushings feel good. They're a little snug. We don't know about until these things are mounted down and whether they're going to be a little on the tight side or if they're going to be free. Also, you got the weight of the bell and a couple other things, and of course this has been broke loose, but there's paint and chunks and rust and stuff like that between them. So you got a little bit of tweaking here, a little bit of tweaking here and there, and they should be able to get this thing operating back up to snuff. They got the grease zerks, so when they're accessing from the outside, painting the building, the maintenance in, they can give it a shot of grease. The bearing material is oil light, impregnated oil bearing, and it should add to the life of the whole thing here. So anyhow, that's to get her done.